Hi, I'm Melissa Zatika, and this is my Anthropology 242 final presentation. This presentation is called Climate Change and Its Effect on the Native Alaskans' Way of Life. The first thing I'm going to do is give you a brief introduction into the topic of this presentation. Climate change is affecting the way of life for everyone around the world, from the people in Africa to the Native Alaskans that live in Alaska. It affects everything from where the populations can get their food to where they can actually live. The climate change causing such a problem for the Native Alaskans is why I chose to do my presentation on the effects of its way of life on its change for the way of life for the Native Alaskans. Now to actually define climate change. According to the Encyclopedia Britannica, it is defined as the periodic modification of Earth's climate brought about as the result of changes in the atmosphere as well as interactions between the atmosphere and various other geologic, chemical, biological, and geological factors within the Earth system. Now to define climate change in Alaska. According to the EPA, over the past 50 years, Alaska has warmed twice as fast as the national average. This is a big problem for the Alaskans who have gone to the same spots for generations to hunt, fish, or even gather as a community. These spots that they have used are sometimes now inaccessible through normal means because of flooding, fire, or just erosion itself. To move on now to what the life was like for the Native Alaskans before the climate changed. First off, the Native Alaskans are the type of people that listen to their elders, listening to their stories on where to hunt, where to fish, and where to gather their food. They're the type of people that when they hear a story, they remember it because it's been told enough times that, well, they listen to their elders' stories and learn from them. The Alaska Natives that live on the coast live mostly on fish and other sea creatures that they catch off their homemade boats. The inland Alaska Natives live on a little bit of everything, from fish to the berries that they gather from around their area at different times of the year. The Alaska Natives have specific spots that they go for hunting and fishing. These spots have been handed down from their elders, and some are newly discovered, but most of them these people have been going to for generations. Now to move on to what life is like now for the Alaska Natives. In some ways, the Alaska Natives' lives have changed a lot, but in others, they haven't changed at all. Though they still listen to their elders and believe in the teachings that they as a people must learn to survive in the world today, they are still sometimes lost. The climate change has affected how they live their lives. The places that they used to go to hunt and fish are no longer there. It has either become inaccessible because of climate change, or the game that were once there has moved because of the inaccessibility to get there, or the fires that have ravaged there, or even their instincts have told them not to go there anymore. This subsistence problem has caused some of the population to go from eating food that they have eaten for generations, that their bodies are tuned in to eating processed foods that are found in grocery stores. The processed foods that they are eating have caused them to become sometimes obese, suicidal, and have other health related problems because their bodies aren't meant for that food. A native Alaskan's body is meant for the food they have been eating. They've been eating it for thousands of years, and that it has been good for them. Now, moving on to how the climate has affected their culture. The culture of the Alaskan natives has changed as well. It has gone from celebrating the elders' stories and learning from them and using them for guidance in living their lives to trying to find a way to keep these stories alive and using the wisdom that they can to keep their children on the right path. I guess you could just say that they are trying hard to keep their children safe while using the teachings and the culture that they have used for 1,000 years that is somewhat inconsequential now in this world. Now, moving on to how climate change affected their subsistence. Alaska Natives' subsistence has changed quite a bit in some ways. While they still go and do the subsistence activity, like the inland Alaska Natives still go to the fish camps in the summer, and the coastal Alaska Natives still go out in their boats to hunt whales for food. The traditional subsistence activities haven't changed. The younger generation is eating more processed food and not caring about subsistence activities that the elders used to love to do when they were kids. Though they still go berry picking and go to the fish camps, a lot of them are more interested in going to McDonald's to get a burger. I can't tell you how many people I've seen doing that. It is a very sad thing to see a culture that is so proud of their past to move on to going to eating processed foods. It's a very sad thing. To conclude this presentation, even with the climate change, the Alaska Natives still keep the culture alive in the hearts of the youth. They do this through going to fish camps and making them learn about the past. The youth that live in the villages are immersed daily in the past of their people while seeing their elders and listening to their stories. It is the people in the cities that worries us because they are not immersed in their culture anymore. They're immersed in the white man's culture. And it has gone from them being so proud and living in the villages to being lost and living under the Cushman Street Bridge. It is a very sad thing. And part of this is because of the climate change. The climate may have made it so that some of the different stories and places and traditions of the people have had to change, but it is not the end because most Alaskan natives out there are now creating new stories to help the coming generations with the ever changing climate and to live life in the world that they have now. Well, I hope you enjoyed this presentation. I really enjoyed Anthropology 242 because it was a good class and helped me learn a little bit more about something that really interests me. Well, I guess this is it. Thank you.